All right, man. I feel like last year was definitely the year of one superstar proving all of his critics wrong. Giannis went from being this guy who couldn't shoot, couldn't be the primary player on the championship team, didn't have any skill, to now he's going to be hoisting his ring against the guy who started it. In this video, I want to talk about the most critiqued players in today's NBA. Whether it be fair or not, these players can just never escape some type of slander. Now, before we get into today's video, and trust me, this is going to be a good one, let me shout out today's video sponsor, a old good friend of the channel, Manscaped. As a man, I feel like there's just some hygiene stuff that you just have to have, like no questions asked. The clutchest part about Manscaped to me is that they do a great job at bunching all these tools in one big package. I've talked to you guys about their new and improved Lawnmower 4.0. Comes with a whole new travel lock, a whole new charging system, 2 additional guards, all that good stuff. Y'all know about that. But now they've added this new product into their new and improved Performance Package 4.0. Also in the package, it includes their weed whacker to get in between your nose and your ears, their ball deodorant and ball toner to keep you fresh and dry down there, disposable magic mats so you don't make a big mess everywhere, and for a limited time only, 2 free gifts. Like I said, it's the perfect package for any man. If you guys want all of this for a discounted price, use my promo code SWISH and get 20% off and free shipping. Big shout out to Manscaped for always looking out for the channel and blessing my guys' hygiene. And let's get into this video. Kevin Durant, he's been one of the most polarizing players in the league since joining Golden State 5 years ago. Now, unlike some of the other players on this list, people aren't critical of his play style, his game, or his skill or lack thereof, or anything like that. His is actually flipped. How brilliant he is on the court made people pissed at some of the teams he's been on. In 2016, he made the infamous decision to join a 73-9 roster despite being up 3-1 on that very same team 2 months prior. And unlike LeBron, he wasn't on like this talent deficient roster. Sure, Russell Westbrook may not have been the most ideal fit for him, but the duo was clearly good enough to win. For this exact reason, some people feel like Kevin Durant took the coward way out and he didn't go through that necessary grind that some of the all-time greats went through to actually earn that championship. Now me, I'm torn because I do believe if Kevin Durant retired today, he's a top 15 player of all time, period. Like, that's just me. But as far as legacies goes, and when you add context and situations into the mix, I do feel like KD has to win at least one more championship outside of Golden State just for the look of it. Yeah, Brooklyn is still loaded, and even if he wins the championship with Brooklyn, some people still aren't going to look at his legacy with, the respect his accolades would otherwise demand. But at least he joined Brooklyn with the team now already being formed and stacked, so it's not that bad of a look to me. Paul George, he's a player that completely had his reputation flipped damn near overnight. In 2018, before his playoff series versus Utah, in which he actually lost, he infamously self-proclaimed himself as Playoff P. Now, actually, directly after saying that, the game right after that, bro, he actually played well and performed like a player that name would actually suit. But after that, the rest of the series will consist of this man pretty much laying an egg. And in game 6, the closeout game, this man had 5 points in 45 minutes. So after that, it just all took a turn for the worse. Since this very moment, Paul George went from a player that most fans actually loved and appreciated, especially after that gruesome injury that he recovered from and actually got better from, to now, this man can't play a bad half on primetime television without Playoff P trending somewhere. Rudy Gobert, he's another player that, in my opinion, he gets a lot of heat. Now I don't even think it's his fault. Like, it's just a situation that he somehow found himself in. Now, I know I've, personally joked with Rudy Gobert in the past, especially after his game 6 versus the Clippers, in which he was damn near unplayable. Like, I've had fun with Rudy Gobert. But in all honesty, Jazz fans, I'm not ignorant to this man's significance. Like, being the anchor of a top 5 defense for the past half decade, winning 3 defensive players of the years, being an all NBA player and an all-star, all this stuff by the age of 29, that's to be respected, obviously. But I think where all his critiques really stems from is the fact that he just got a $200 million contract really for one side of the ball. And on that one specific side of the ball, not even the most important side of the ball, honestly, he's shown that certain lineups can make him a liability. So to me, that's where all his scrutiny really comes from. I didn't really hear too much Rudy Gobert criticism until he got that big $200 million contract, and understandably so. James Harden is a player that he's always going to get slammed in some kind of way. I think part of it is his play style. I think another part of it is his fans constantly arguing that he's better than proven players like Stephen Curry. And I think the biggest part of it is that interview he had on Giannis last year. I still don't really understand exactly how that beef came about, but I do know this. James Harden created the narrative that Giannis doesn't have any skill. Like, typically, superstars don't publicly make such a bold claim, and once he said that, James Harden being a superstar himself, it's like fans just took it and ran with it. And now, since he said this, the more Giannis succeeds in this league, Defensive Player of the Years, MVPs, multiple ones, now a champion, all this stuff, the worse the James Harden critiques, the worse they become. Not only did Giannis win his first championship in the league before James Harden ever did in less time, he did it in such a inarguable way that it just makes James Harden's skill comment, it just looks ignorant. Beating the Nets with James Harden on the floor, I know he wasn't healthy, but he was out there, and Giannis averaged 30, and I think he had like 40 points in the closeout game. Then making his first NBA Finals and giving us one of the greatest performances of all time off an injury. Like, how can you really argue that? James Harden got hurt this year, wasn't really the same, hasn't really been in the best shape really all year since Houston. James Harden's first NBA Finals, oh my God, we don't even want to talk about that. All this kind of just feels like bad karma for James Harden, and to me, the Giannis comments mixed with his play style, it's the reason that even on his birthday last week, people still find a way to trash him. Russell Westbrook criticism, it's just always one that I'm a struggle with, bro. It just is. Mainly, it's because I really like Russ. Like, he's one of my favorite players to watch, easily one of the hardest workers in the league. His passion for the game is unmatched. Like, how can you not root for this guy? But on the other hand, all of his public scrutiny that he gets on a consistent basis, I'll be lying if I said I don't agree with. Unfortunately for Russ, and I always say this, kind of like the Giannis Harden situation, but different obviously. The more Kevin Durant succeeds while Russell Westbrook simultaneously fails with multiple teams and multiple superstars, the better it makes Kevin Durant's decision look, while the worse it makes Russell Westbrook's playstyle look. Kevin Durant is one of the most easy-fitting players of all time. Like, this man can literally fit everywhere, and he didn't want to play with Russell Westbrook long term. And I don't think Kevin Durant, I don't think he just couldn't lead a team to a championship. Like, his talent just screams otherwise. I just think that Kevin Durant felt like he couldn't lead Russ because Russ is such a damn alpha, it's damn near impossible for him to be led. This is what makes the Russ LeBron fit so must-see TV. Like, we've never seen Russ in a system where he wasn't in just complete command. And me personally, I don't think Russ has a selfish mentality. Like, I don't think he goes into the game thinking, I'm gonna average 50 points and it's all about me. I just think he's just so used to being in complete control and the game just moving at the beat of his own personal drum that it's just hard to win long term with other superstars fitting in that play style. And yes, because I know I'm going to hear this in the comments, Kevin Durant won his only MVP with Russell Westbrook. Paul George had a career year with Russell Westbrook. Bradley Beal had an MVP scoring type of season with Russell Westbrook. I get all that. But when it comes down to it, when it really matters in the postseason, when the game slows down, the fit's true colors, they always seem to expose itself. And the roles, they always look super unnatural, resulting in pretty much another playoff exit. So for Russ, that's his problems, and his critiques, I don't think they make you a hater. Some people will claim me as a Russell Westbrook hater. Yeah, I paid a lot of money to see him last year when he broke the triple-double record. It's not about me hating Russell Westbrook, it's about me truly being an objective fan. Ben Simmons is the most criticized player in today's NBA, and to me, it's not even close. Anytime I see a post or a blog or an IG page or a page on Twitter posting Ben Simmons shooting threes and they're making it seem like they're doing it with positive intentions, I just always know it's evil intentions behind that. And I hate to say that, but it's true. They're doing it because they know he's going to get a bully reaction. Now, to be honest with you, I don't really feel sorry for Ben Simmons. Like, it does get annoying when pages are consistently posting this man shooting, trying to get a reaction. Like, that annoys me, but I don't really feel sorry for him, and it's mainly for one reason. I don't think this man gets bullied because he can't shoot. Like, I don't really think it's about that. I think it's more about the repetitive cycle of us hearing about the potential of Ben Simmons and seeing videos of him shooting the ball and all this stuff, yet live in action, it never happens. Like Giannis, he can't shoot, yet he tries, and we respect him for it. Like the stuff we see him practicing off the court, he does it on the court, and we respect him for that. Like, he's not afraid to fail. I just wish Ben Simmons, and I hope going forward in the future, he becomes a lot more numb to the feeling of failure. Like, it's a part of the game, it's a part of life. Giannis has mastered that, and to me, that's why he's a champion, and Ben, he just has to get over that hump. If you guys like this video, follow all my social media sites, turn on post notifications, do all that great stuff, guys, and until next time, as always, stay tuned.